I think the main talking point from this weekend is Arsenal's triumph finally against Man City. In an excellent display from Arsenal. I'll be honest, they fully nullified Man City's attacking threats, and I think a real sign of a smash and grab and a 1-0 win. I mean, granted, Kovacic probably should have been sent off in that game, but
For sure, 100%.
yeah, no, fair play to Arsenal. Fair play.
I think, like you said, I think from what I watched, it was a very boring game. It
Oh
wasn't a
no,
very
it was
good game
awful
at all.
for Super
I think both
Sunday.
teams were happy
Christ.
with a point. Yeah, I think both teams wanted a point, and I think both teams would have taken a point by the way they were playing. As you said, Arsenal played, or they probably, if anyone was deserved to win, it was probably them, especially after Kovacic should have been sent off. I don't know how he wasn't, especially when they slowed it down and showed it. You think they've given them in the past. So I was confused on why he wasn't. But I think, as you said, it was a bit of a smash and grab in the end, but 1-0 and 13th time lucky, I think it was for Arsenal and beating Man City. So they won't complain now. They're joint top with their rivals anyway. So all good for them.
Yeah, I think Arsenal proves a lot of people wrong. I think in terms of squad depth on Sunday, well, especially when we look at the goal, I think it was all four substitutes combining that goal. You have a Thomas Partey long ball upfield, Tomiyasu, God
Yeah.
knows what he's doing there inside the Man
He
City
did really
penalty area.
well.
Did
Yeah.
really well. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
kind of headed it towards, was it headed towards Havertz, who then
Yeah.
took it down and laid it off to Martinelli. Granted, the shot was very lucky to take that huge
Yeah.
deflection of Nathan Ake, but yeah, it was it was a great move from Arsenal. But I'm still baffled to why Tomiyasu was so far up the pitch at that point.
Yeah. He looked a bit lost,
Again,
but he
yeah,
helped out. So
but it speaks volumes of how far Arsenal have come, especially in the squad depth. In the squad depth conversation, because I think
yeah.
there was a load of question marks over Arsenal's head. Could they keep up sort of the
Mm.
momentum that they had last year? And you know, but I think they're well in with that conversation. Obviously, they lost a couple over the summer, like the likes of Granit Xhaka, but Declan Rice, wow, what a player! What a
Yeah.
player he's
No,
turning out to
I
be.
think for sure, as you said, Martinez is also just coming back. Saka looks like he's picked up an injury. So it's almost like the perfect time to be. If you had to lose one, at least you're bringing one back. So it's good, but it would be worrying if Saka's out for quite a long spell of time. I know he's not going to feature for England, but you'd like to think he'd be back then if he's been selected. But I'm not too sure on him. It's all been kept very quiet by Arteta, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it was very serious, I think something would have been said and something would have come out by now.
Mm, yeah,
But yeah, it's a waiting game. But the fact is, they played without arguably their best player, Bukayo Saka, still beat one of the best team in the world. To be honest,
yeah. But then I suppose City were losing some big players. Rodri, no De Bruyne, and De Bruyne always plays well against Arsenal. So it was. I think both teams were without playing. I
both
think it
yeah,
was.
both teams are out
Yeah,
without important players. I think
yeah.
yeah, you have to take that argument into account.
It was. They probably both wanted to play each other this weekend because they were both missing players. So it was probably as. I don't want to say even, but as close as it would get to even. Because
Yeah,
I
I
think if
think
both teams are full strength, City are comfortably ahead, in my
yeah,
opinion. But I
yeah.
think the way it was at the weekend, I think it was fairly even. Like as I said,
But
Kovacic in there, so
within
it was
within
a bit
football,
more
the
of a
famous
mix.
saying goes, "You can only beat what's in front of you," and Arsenal did
Oh yeah,
exactly that.
100%, and they did exactly that and clean sheet at home. Raya looked very shaky in the first half, but cleaned it up
Composed
second
himself towards the
half.
end. Yeah, I mean, he kept a
Yeah,
clean sheet against Man City, so yeah. I mean,
he
granted,
didn't face much.
he
Yeah, he
didn't. He
didn't
didn't.
face
I
much.
think it
Would
was
be the
right at the
only
start of
thing.
the game. Obviously, yeah, that
Yeah,
he was
the
very
goal off the
lucky.
line that I think Rice cleared. Yeah, other than
Yeah.
that, it was
I mean, the where he almost gave it away to Julian
yeah.
Alvarez as well.
Oh
Um,
yeah, of course. But
that
I
one
think
as well.
City would. I'd be a bit. I wouldn't be concerned, but
Oh, I
it's the
would be
first time in. They've lost three in a row, and it's the first time I think they've lost two Premier League games in a row in 5 years, I believe, and
five,
they
6 years,
look
something
miles off
crazy.
it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
look miles off it at the moment.
They're
It's very
missing they're
Haaland
missing
looks
Rodri.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're missing Rodri. They're missing De Bruyne massively. They're missing that creative spark. There's only
yeah.
so much that can carry them forward till they're
Mm,
notably going to be missing these big players that are out at the minute.
yeah.
Obviously, I think Rodri's back
The
after the
thing,
international
yeah,
break, isn't he?
yeah. Rodri should be back because I think they play Man U next, which will be tough, but they'll probably beat Man U as well. But I think with City, like they often start a bit slow, I find in the league, but then come Christmas time, they just go and win 15 in a row, and then the league's done.
Yeah.
So
But
you
they
could never
didn't. They
like
didn't necessarily
it's
start this
never.
season slow. They started the season off with a few rioting results, and then
Yeah, they
have
have, but
kind of
yeah, that's
crash
true.
burned and fallen at within the last couple of games. Obviously, we saw them lose to
Yeah,
Newcastle in the
mm.
cup, and then obviously went and lost to Wolves. But
Wolves.
but then
Yeah,
again, everyone saw that as that's the blip result. They always lose to Wolves. But then
yeah,
you go to Arsenal where Man City have had all the fortunes of late at the Emirates. Um,
mm.
getting I wouldn't even say misfortunate because they weren't unfortunate in that game at all. They
Yeah.
were deserved losers. So
It shows Rodri. I think the miss of Rodri is so important. He's
shows
such an
how much of a
important
key
player.
player he
Like,
is. Yeah.
yeah, you don't notice
Obviously
it until he's not there
without De Bruyne,
because
they have players to fill in that role. The likes of Phil
yeah,
Foden, who has that creative energy
yeah,
about
for
him.
sure.
But
And Bernardo. So
yeah,
I
but
think
without
Rodri's the
Rodri,
big miss.
yeah, no, 100%
Yeah, the
agree.
midfield and defense doesn't look quite as compact for sure. But otherwise, yeah, I said
Yeah.
it's both teams look content with a draw, but I don't think no one's going to be complaining at Arsenal winning it. To be honest, I think they did deserve it if someone had
Yeah.
to win it. I think for sure.
Bit of a
So
question here. I know I know. I think I know your answer anyway. But uh, is there going to be a bit of a title race again this year? Would you say?
what as in Arsenal and City?
Yeah.
Um, I don't. It's hard. I think
It's
it'll be
very
like
early to tell, but there has been
because
a
there's
fair
four
few
teams that
games.
look very good. Liverpool look good, Tottenham look very good, Arsenal look good, and City are capable of hitting another gear. So, and they're all within 2 points of each other. And like for example, if you look at Liverpool, we've played a lot of the tough games. City haven't maybe had the toughest of games. They've had a couple. I think Arsenal have had a few decent games. Tottenham have had a few difficult ones. So once they all start playing each other, then like the 6 pointers, then it will really show the quality. I think because at the moment, I think some have had harder games than the others, and the fact they're still there shows quite a lot and how equal it is. I think
Yeah, at
squad
the minute
depth will be massive come Europe.
it's
So
very level at the top. I think kind of
yeah,
speaks volume of the quality at the top of the Premier League rather than
for
maybe
sure.
the difference compared to what it is nearer the bottom. But yeah, well, it's definitely an area to keep out for in the Premier League. That top four race and that challenge for the
Yeah,
title. Will City go on a march and run away with it again, or will it? Will it be a title race once again? But we'll have to wait and
yeah.
see. We'll have to wait and see. It's still early days in the Premier League.